So given this problem where we are given an n by n matrix and we can select any two adjacent elements of the matrix and multiply each of them by -1. And the goal is to maximize the summation of the matrix's elements. So here, as we can see, we are given an example as well, where we shifted this -1 from here to here, and then we used the operation on these two cells, and we got the answer as 4. So a quick observation on this is that we can always bring the minuses together. That is what I mean is that even if two elements that are like in the first test case that we are given, that these two -1s are not together, that is, we cannot use them in a single operation. So whereas what we can do is we can shift this -1 to its left using the positive element present here, because when you multiply each of them by -1, the minus sign shifts. Similarly, we can group all the minuses together. As you can see in this case also, even if the minuses are grouped together and we try to apply the operations in the optimal way, still, if the number of negatives are odd, one element would be left out. So what we can say is that if we count the number of negatives present in the original matrix, then we can remove an even number of them. So if the total number of negatives are even, then we can successfully eliminate all the negative signs and we can make all the elements positive. And the answer would be the sum of the absolute values of the entire matrix. Whereas if the number of negatives in the matrix are odd, then we can eliminate most of them, leaving only one element. So the most optimal way is to leave the element with the minimum magnitude, so that even if we add that into our matrix or the final sum, the result is still the maximum. So what we can do is, firstly we can count the number of negative elements in the matrix. So after having counted the number of negative elements, the next thing required is the minimum absolute value. And I also need the entire sum of the absolute elements of the matrix. So once I have these values, I can check whether the number of negative elements are odd or even and return the result accordingly. If the number of negatives are even, I will return the sum as it is. Otherwise, I will remove the minimum element that I had included as absolute, and then I will have to remove it again so as to account for the negative sign accompanied with it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.